everyone. I just recently discovered Stoic, and it's probably my favorite self-care app at the moment. This app is based off the ancient philosophy of Stoicism that originated from Greece and Rome. This philosophy teaches the development of self-control as a means of overcoming destructive emotions. When you're a Stoic, you are calm in the midst of chaos and accept whatever is happening. It is about not letting your emotions rule you in either good or bad times. I used to have a poor handle on my emotions, and I suffered the consequences. Becoming an active student of Stoicism has been enlightening, to say the least. And I'm not perfect. I'm learning. And I'm striving every day. So right when you enter the app, it asks you how to rate how you were feeling that day, which, by the way, how are you feeling today? Comment below one word that sums up how you felt today. They have several different exercises to help you gain control of your emotions, such as journaling. You can write freely or be guided by a question. They also have a section dedicated to quotes about Stoicism. Here's one of my recent liked quotes. If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person. Meditation and breathwork is a great way to manage stress. Let me quickly explain what happens in your body. There are two branches of the autonomic nervous system, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. The sympathetic is in charge of your fight or flight response, the stressful feelings. So when your sympathetic is activated, your breathing migrates from the belly where your relaxed breathing originates to the upper chest where your shallow breathing is. The parasympathetic is responsible for calming the body, decreasing heart rate. The interesting thing is, you cannot activate both systems at once. So if you're activating one system, you're suppressing another. Breathwork activates your parasympathetic. I love coming to the thought section when I'm having negative ideas because it helps guide me in the right direction. You first write down what's going on, so I wrote about how I've been nervous because I'm afraid I'm going to forget my memorized piano pieces when I perform it. You then write down the exact emotion, so I wrote nervous, anxious, a bit stressed, and now you look through the different possible cognitive distortions and choose what applies. I chose fortune telling as I'm foretelling the future when it hasn't even happened yet. You then challenge those thoughts through the perspective of the cognitive distortion and then coming up with an alternative thought. They have other exercises such as visualization, fear setting, goal setting, etc. Next up, we have Plant Nanny, a water tracking app, which, by the way, if you're still watching this video, go get yourself a glass of water. So Plant Nanny asks for your weight and activity level and helps calculate how many ounces of water you should be drinking daily. You then get to pick out a plant to take care of and name it. Meet Kirby, guys. You choose the cup you normally drink from, and every time you drink water, you hold down this little button on the right. If you consistently drink enough water, your plant stays alive, and once it grows up, it moves over to this currently empty garden, and you can level up by decorated pots, backgrounds, and exotic plants to take care of, eventually leading to the goal of having a whole garden. And yes, your plant actually can die if you don't take care of it by drinking enough water. Rest in peace to my former plant, Herbert. So thankfully I discovered this water reminder feature in the app, so it will send you a notification to remind you to drink your water. And what's nice is that it does help you pace yourself with the water by warning you to not drink too much too quickly. Nike Run Club is the best app I've ever used to track my jogs. When I'm not on the treadmill and just jogging outside, I use this app as it has a built-in GPS system so it can accurately track how much you ran. It keeps record of your previous runs, has many little trophies and achievements you can work up to, as well as different guided runs by Nike coaches. You can also set goals such as distance, time, and speed. I use Fujicate for only one of their features. It does have a calorie food tracker and a community tab where people share a bunch of different recipes and diet articles, but I don't use any of that. I use their food finder. Sometimes if I'm unsure about a food, I simply scan the barcode of it and it will come up with a rating. And it will explain why they gave the food that rating, as well as healthier alternatives and other people's comments about how the food tasted and their opinions about it. Alobud is a very aesthetic app that covers all the basics for self-care such as movement, hydration, social life. You add all the self-care acts you want to focus on to the homepage, and you can either choose to reflect or check in with this aspect of self-care. Reflection is an actual question that they will send you at whatever time you set it to, and a reminder will simply be a little note from them. I personally don't use this app, but I think it is helpful with keeping you focused on prioritizing self-care. Ever since the pandemic hit, art museums have shut down, which made me really sad because it's one of my favorite leisure activities, so this virtual one will just have to do for now. This app shares a new art piece every day along with the history and meaning of it. I set the notification reminder at 5 p.m. to check the art of the day. This self-care app is for my ladies and it is called Flow. I use Flow to track my period, and what's cool about this app is that you can log your activities, water intake, symptoms of the day, thus improving the prediction of your next cycle. It has an explore page with articles and resources to learn more about care down there, and this cool anonymous community tab where you can ask questions and chat about topics that may or may not be a bit awkward to talk about in person with others. The second to last app is called #selfcare. I would describe this app as a simply safe space. It's extremely calming and has the most gentle, compassionate reminders. You have this room and you click on different things inside it, and it will either lead to activities or statements that can make you feel safe. The last app is called Calm, a great niche meditation app. Several different guided meditations. Definitely download this one if you want to learn and incorporate this into your lifestyle. First up on my productivity app recommendations is Audible. Audible is the leading provider of spoken audio entertainment. I've been using Audible to listen to audiobooks for the longest time.
So every morning I walk to my school from my apartment. It's about 3/4 of a mile, so I mean, to maximize your productivity, I usually listen to like the homework that I have to present in class, or I'm listening to Audible. So, on my walk, I'm like learning things.
I have so many instances where I'm either just walking, cooking, driving, or on a jog, and to make the most of my time, I love to turn on an audiobook and soak up new information and stories that often inspires me. If you guys end up getting Audible, I highly recommend Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. I originally purchased the book, but David's story was so inspiring that I got it in audio version as well. I've been using Audible a lot recently during this pandemic, as it's been a great stress reliever to get lost in stories that take my mind off of reality for a bit. Every month, members get 1 credit to pick any title. You guys can visit audible.com/Alivia or text Alivia to 500-500 to get started today. Strides is my favorite habit tracking app I've discovered so far. You can create your own or use the habits they have provided. I went into the health section and set a new goal of no sugar. You can set specific times to get reminders with personalized messages to keep you on track and also remind you to check in to make sure you followed through on that habit. I set the number of days I want to try this for 7. You can set the number of times you'd like to repeat this habit, so I put 0 and I also labeled it as a bad habit. And I love that this app keeps track of your history and trends so you can see how consistent you have been. The Pomodoro Technique is a time management method developed by Francesco Cirillo. How to do it. Choose a task you like to get done. Let's say that is studying for your math final. Set a timer for 25 minutes, or use this app as it's already built in Pomodoro style. Work until time is up. Take a short break that is usually no more than 5 minutes. Every 4 25-minute work sessions, take a longer break, which is usually around 15 minutes. This technique is especially effective for memorizing new information because of 2 memory principles: primacy and recency. Primacy says you tend to remember things in the beginning. Recency says you tend to remember things near the end. The more breaks you take, the more beginnings and ends you have. Decision fatigue, the deteriorating quality of decisions made by an individual after a long session of decision making. And yes, decision fatigue is a very real thing, so why waste your brain power on tiny decisions when you can have an app do it for you?
Yes. From here on in, I've decided to make all trivial decisions with a throw of the dice, thus freeing up my mind to do what it does best: enlighten and amaze.
Unfortunately, Sheldon's dice didn't work out for him long term, probably because he got a little crazy with it, but you can certainly use this cute little fun app in moderation, and this may just be the end of all arguments with your boyfriend about where you guys should go to dinner. Which, by the way, next time someone says, "Where do you want to eat?" say guess, and they'll guess a place, and then just say, "Yeah, that's where we're going." When you're trying to make the most of your day, it's important to see how much time you're realistically spending on each activity, so I use Toggle to track that. You just press start and stop when you're finished. This is actually really helpful to know the amount of time it takes me, for example, to do my makeup, because then I can accurately schedule my time, ensuring punctuality.
Hello, hello, hello! So I am putting on a little makeup.
Who needs scanners when you've got your phone? Actually, I just don't have a scanner, so I use Cam Scanner, this app, to scan documents, homework, and I just simply email it to myself and it is ready to print. And the last productivity app is Alarmy. Some of us have a harder time hearing that alarm in the morning and naturally seem to snooze the alarm without noticing. This app has several different challenges you can do in order to snooze the alarm. This will ensure that you actually wake up. I usually do a very difficult math problem and that usually gets me up and going. But right now, I must go to bed because it's currently 1 a.m. and I just finished editing this video. Good night to me and probably good morning to you when you see this video. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you very soon.
They say I won't give